I'm coming to you today to mark the changing of the calendar to 2021. I wanted to take time to celebrate this awesome passage of time with everyone. 2020 is a visceral year that evokes a common feeling. A year that may shape not only a century, but a millennium, resounding in familiar tones as such events as the Magna Carta, the Protestant Reformation, and other humanity-altering events that continue to affect us today. Early on, most of the world was introduced to a life with quarantine. For many, these initial phases gave a much-needed time for rest, rejuvenation, and contemplation. Flashbacks were prevalent, as most people during the seclusion faced the past and other features of their lives that had since gone ignored. These personal withdrawals provided new attention to the finite aspects of life. Our community here on YouTube began meeting every Friday during the climax of the quarantine for weekly live premieres. Every Friday, as we watched new videos, we talked about life in an unprecedented year, sharing contrasting perspectives from many different countries. 2020 is not the first year in our history that lives changed, and the more personal changes in the lives of our community reminded us of this. A platform like Discord became a lifeline for connectivity. As we crafted space for each other, we reveled in the blossoming of new friendships from different continents. Together in one time, an invaluable symbol of the new wave growing in the distance. A long-term relationship of two members was realized through marriage. An expecting mother welcomed new life. Experiences of lockdowns became dialogues. Battles with coronavirus and other diseases waged. Others mourned rifts and the splitting of relationships, and even the loss of others. To die is something humans can never truly know or master. It is that one secret that seems to still evade even science and modern development. It is in this unknown that many of our decisions are made and structures are built. This relationship with mortality and affinity for protection valued by us all has led us to sacrifice certain present customs in the hopes of a more stable horizon. To live is where humanity flourishes and experiences the happiness that fuels forward momentum. What has brought me comfort in this burdensome year has been thoughts of my ancestors. Spending time in veneration of the peaks and valleys of their lives bore new perspective onto the struggles of mine. From the Civil War to the Roaring Twenties to the Great Depression and beyond, I knew that our generations were not the first to suffer. And in that extreme exists a soothing inevitability. We also will not be the first generations to overcome. The darkness of this year has drawn attention to those who really have something light to offer. Reaching a certain depth where darkness removes sight inspires evolution. Like the anglerfish using bioluminescence to remain at depth for the last 100 million years, humans too can create their own light despite a pervasive societal darkness. Look around, are there not more sources of light than you saw once before? Look inside, is there not a source of light there to explore as well? Home is not just where we take shelter. It is where we see ourselves under the layers of the explicit external. It is where we retreat to. It is where we reveal the world inside to ourselves. Forging the identity and self-concept from youth, the honesty and ease home should evoke, if healthy, abides us. For many, to return home for so long this year became destructive and isolating. Careful examination of the difficulty of being home-based is a vital study into thriving in 2021, which we now move into. There will be more opportunities to shift the mold, to be amongst others, to engage with external events frequently. Like Newton said, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, so this phase cannot physically last forever. After 9 long months of a different life experience since March 2020, an unprecedented celestial event occurred. The exact conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn formed the nearest conjunction happening away from the Sun in 800 years, and it lit the late December horizon. I hope that, like these incredible planets, we too can unify in conjunction under a greater universal core. As old, outworn structures break and dissolve, new challenges emerge, and we may just be at the greatest point to face those now. Happy 2021.